Have you heard of a woman who saved the people of Israel from genocide with her own beauty? Her timely intervention enabled her to save the Jewish people. Esther was a queen of the Persian king Ahasuerus. She was a Jewish woman. Her ancestors were brought by the Persian kings and made to live in their lands like slaves. Later, some of them returned to their homeland, but many people continued to live in Persia. Esther's family was one of the descendants who remained there. Esther was extremely beautiful. Having lost her parents at a young age, she was raised by her uncle Mordecai. He was a servant in the royal palace. When her uncle brought her to the palace along with other beautiful women to become queen for King Ahasuerus, she was chosen. There was a cruel man in the palace named Haman. At that time, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman the Agagite and gave him an elevated position, establishing him higher than all other nobles. All the king's servants at the royal gate would bow down and pay respect to Haman as the king had so commanded. However, Mordecai would not kneel or pay him homage because Mordecai had decided that he would not bow down before anyone except God. This ignited Haman's fury. Haman felt it was not enough to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Haman wished to inherit all the Jews, Mordecai's people, whom he knew throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus. He told the king, "There's a group of people scattered and dispersed among your people in all the provinces of your kingdom. Their laws are different from those of every other people, and they do not keep the king's law. It's not profitable for the king to tolerate them." He asked for an opportunity to utterly destroy them, and the king consented. Mordecai told Esther to appeal to the king to save her people. However, all the king's servants and people of the king's provinces knew that if anyone, man or woman, entered the king's presence in the inner court without being summoned, there was only one law: they would be put to death unless the king extended his golden scepter to them. Even Esther, the queen, did not have permission to see the king. Yet she bravely went into the king's court. Although the king was initially angry, he comforted Esther, who had collapsed in a faint before him, by embracing her. When the king asked her what she wanted, she requested that the king and Haman attend a banquet which she was preparing. During that banquet, Esther told the king about a person who was ready to commit genocide against her and her people. When the king asked who would dare to attempt to destroy his queen and her family, Esther replied that it was Haman. The king's anger turned against Haman, and he was condemned to be hanged. What do these biblical characters teach us? Haman was ruined by unnecessary ego, the stubborn insistence that everyone should worship and respect him, and actions that were displeasing to God. Mordecai's love for his own people compelled him to do everything with courage. Esther's firm faith in God and her self-awareness enabled her to undertake great things. How wonderful are the ways of God!